Hi, welcome back to Mina's bookshelf for another royal reading. So there was a secret peace summit between King Charles and Prince Harry's senior aides during the weekend, and it was leaked to the press by the Mail. The Mail revealed on Sunday that the meeting was held during the week in London between the head of communication for the royal family, Tobin Andre, and the head of communication for the Success family, Meredith Mains, and they met also with the UK PR team, Liam Maguire. Liam Maguire is the UK PR team for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex for Harry and Meghan Markle. So, was this the first step towards a possible reconciliation? Why did they meet? Who called the meeting? Who leaked it to the press? And most of all, did Meghan know? Was she aware? How did she feel about it? How do both sides of the family feel about ending the feud, the long-standing feud between the two families? So, we're going to try to answer all these questions and understand, most of all, was this meeting actually about reconciliation? What was it about? What was the topic of discussion between the communication officers and the King Charles aides? And how do each of the family members feel about a possible reconciliation with Harry? So we're going to see this in the light of the relationship between Harry and father King Charles, Harry and his brother Prince William, and also between how the energy will evolve between Harry and Princess Catherine. So the first thing I did off camera was to pull a few cards from my trusty oracle to ask what was the topic of the meeting, and these are the interesting answers to my questions. So we'll go to the other oracle decks, the Lenormand and the Tarot, in a moment. Now, as I lay the cards down on the table, I'd like to remind you that I did a reading a few days ago. You can find it in the main playlist of my video. What would Lady Diana, Princess Diana, think about Harry and Meghan? And what would be the message for her son? And if you remember, if you have watched that video, or if you want to go and go back and take a look at it, from the Lenormand, it was clear the message that Lady Princess Diana was advising her son to actually get in touch with the royal family in a formal manner, like writing a letter, a formal request, maybe to meet for and ask for forgiveness, or a sort of formal communication to pave the way to a reconciliation. Prediction that steered a little bit of comments from some of the people who are thinking, how could he ever go back there when he was treated that way and that this way and that way? Anyway, this is what the cards were saying, and I do believe that that particular line of Lenormand cards was a prediction of what actually happened with this formal meeting between the communication officers, representative aides, whatever you want to call them, of the two parts, Harry and Prince Harry and King Charles. So I really feel like those cards were a prediction of what actually happened. I do believe that there was a written sort of exchange of communication between the two parts, and that led to a meeting to test the ground and see if this reconciliation is possible and in which terms. So from the initial cards that I pulled from the oracle, I asked the question, what was this meeting about? And I got the Cherubles, the royal decree, and luxury. And at the bottom of the deck, we had the long wait. So this was a meeting that was awaited for a long time. They had to wait a long time, years and years and years, before the two parts could start at least to communicate in an indirect manner without having Charles and Harry in the same room. And then we have a clarifying cards. For the Cherubles, I had the partnership card. For the royal decree, the road home. And for the luxury, the entrance. card, and that was clarified about the post, which indicates in this deck any sort of communication, written, mail, email, actual letters, documents, contracts as well might be indicated. Now, the triples are those objects that hold incense in the church, and the incense as a primary function of clearing, purifying, creating a calm and peaceful environment. So I really believe that the energy of the meeting was this: to create a bridge, to create to clear the air, to purify it, to eliminate the negative feelings, the toxicity, to start anew, to create a feeling that you can normally have when you get into a church. You reconnect with God, you reconnect with your spirituality. So I really believe that the topic, main reason for this meeting to happen, was to find a way to set aside all the terrible things that happen between the two sides of the royal family, and find a way to at least eliminate the toxicity, the negative feelings, in order to propitiate a dialogue for the future. In the second card, we have the royal decree. The royal decree as the permission that you get from the king to do anything. So it's like that document that the king signs to make sure that some certain actions are taken or forbidden. So this meeting had the goal to propitiate and ask also for permission from King Charles for Harry to return in the wealth of the family, to be reincluded. I really believe that Harry misses all the amenities, all the luxury that living in the royal family as a prince, even if it's a spare, it's still a prince with a very high rank position. So maybe there was also a hint to the possibility for Harry to recover financially as well. Maybe ask for permission to re-enter in the family, get a hold of his title again, with all the perks that come with the titles and the responsibilities. The clarifying card at the bottom of the deck was the long wait, and somebody here has been waiting. I do believe from each side of the aisle, they've been waiting for this meeting to happen for a very long time. Now the two rebels, which is this feeling of cleansing the air, eliminate the negativity and toxicity, was clarified by the partnership, which I do believe is a ceremony that is intended to reconcile two parts and bring them back together. In this case, partnership, I don't believe it actually indicates a partnership between man and woman, but it's more a partnership in the sense of family relation and family connection. Might also be, I could also interpret these two cards as church and union and matrimony. So maybe it was a meeting regarding the marriage, the state of the marriage between Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. It could be, but judging by the way the other cards interact with these two, it feels more like eliminate the bitterness that existed between Harry and King Charles, and try to reconnect here. The royal decree with the clarified by the road home. I really believe that Harry wants to come back home in the very sense of the word. He doesn't consider his Montecito mansion his home. He doesn't consider California his home. He misses home. He really wants to come back. But in order for him to do so, I do believe that he actually needs his father's permission. And it's not just returning to England and living anywhere he wants in England. It's coming back into the folds of the family. The road home talks about that place where you feel that you really belong, the place where you feel safe and protected. So I really believe that he wants to return to England, not only to come back in his own country, but also he wants to come back to the family and reconnect with the family and his heritage, his roots, what he was, raised for his entire life, to be the prince. And then the entrance, clarifying the luxury card. Of course, I really feel like this card says that Harry is on the threshold. He wants to come back. He's waiting for his father's permission. He wants to know what his father feels about him returning, which raises also the question, returning by himself or returning with his wife and his kids. That would be a topic for another reading, or if I have time, I'll pull a couple of cards for that. But I really feel like this is a very personal, very individualistic need for him to return where he belongs. Now, the interesting thing about the card is that you see the door. Actually, there are a couple of doors. So maybe that the possible return might have been discussed, but it's not like there's only one way to come back. There are possible options. We have two doors, and we also see the rest of this alley here. It's not said that this door will be open for him. The door is not open. Both these doors look like they're closed. Or at least one of them for sure looks like it's closed. The other one might be open. But somebody is still standing outside. It's not said that these people will be allowed by royal decree to come back into this world of luxury, the road home. He's willing to come back, but we don't know if if doors will be open to him. Another option would be for him to keep walking, to keep going if nobody opens the door, which reminds me of what was on the news a few weeks ago. He was back in the UK, and he was ringing at old friends' doors. Nobody was opening the door for him. It really reminds me of that. All this was clarified by the Post, which is big communications, formal communications, written documents that might come to you through the mail, or announcements or contracts, which might be that if his request to come back into the folds of the royal family will be accepted, might come with some conditions. Okay. So these were the cards from the oracle. I'm going to clarify with the tarot, and actually I'm going to start with the Lenormand. So I'd like to ask spirit guides from the pure white light, guardian angels, heavenly saints, God's archangels, God creator of the universe, spiritual and material spirit, ancestors who love us and want the highest good of all, Mother Nature, my animal tooth, and please protect me during my readings, provide me with clarity, guidance, and inspiration. This is a reading for entertainment purposes only, and doesn't state any facts. It just reads the energies through the messages that come with the tarot cards and oracle cards. So for entertainment and speculations purposes only. So what was the subject of the meeting? What was the topic of the meeting? What was discussed during the meeting? The crossroad. Not amazed to see that card and not surprised. So somebody's standing in front of a choice. Somebody's ready to embark on a journey that might possibly take you back home. And either this is from Harry's perspective or King Charles' perspective. There's this decision that needs to be made. It's either Harry on the verge of making a decision. Which way should he go? Stay in California, keep trying to save this marriage, with, according to the cards, is over, or just move on and come back home. The Tower, the Woman, interesting, clarified by, actually I would like to pull in one more card after the Woman, just to have a context of what is this woman surrounded by. The Man. Okay. The Tower in Lenormand can indicate a couple of things. It can indicate an official place, like an administrative building, a place of power, the workplace. It can also indicate loneliness and isolation. So we can read this with this card in two different ways. I do believe that this woman and this man are Meghan and Harry. Let me see what comes after the man card though. Because my first interpretation is that he might, be on the threshold of making clouds, undecidedness, things not being clear. Very interesting. Well, the two cards that bookend this reading are both cards that indicate, not having a clear idea of which way to go. The crossroad puts you in front of a fork in the road. You don't know yet if you're going to go left or right. And the clouds indicate the uncertainty before taking such a step. The tower in the Lenormand doesn't have the meaning of the tower in the Tarot. If that was in the Tarot, I could say immediately that there's a split happening between woman and man, between Meghan and Harry, and that now he's finding himself in front of a decision. And that as a consequence, he's evaluating the possibility of coming back to the UK, coming back into the fold of the royal families. In the sense of the way it's read in the Lenormand, this could be a sense of loneliness and isolation. I really feel that he feels alone in this marriage. He feels alone, even if he's married with Meghan. In all the way in California, he misses home. It could also mean that he hasn't disclosed this meeting to Meghan. Maybe Meghan doesn't know. It will be actually a question that I will ask the cards in a moment. So the tower might represent the, Windsor Palace, for example, which is the emblematic residence of the royal family. So it might be for him a moment to make a decision which way to go, staying back in California or moving back towards the family, and also not being sure how this would work. Consider the difficult dynamic existing between the royal family and Meghan. Let's pull another line of cards. We have the coffin, the snake, what else do we have? Coffin and snake. We have the clover. The ring. And one more. One more card from this deck. It might be that his relationship with Meghan was being discussed. Conditions that need to be satisfied and respected for a possible reconciliation might question the inclusion of Meghan in this new situation. We have the moon card and the mountain. So the coffin indicates the end of something. And I really believe this is the end of the toxicity for me. The snake is the poison, is the venom, is the betrayal. I really feel like the topic of the conversation was, can we find a way to put an end to the toxicity, to the bitterness, to the poison that has been spilled over the years? But who's responsible for that? Where did the poisonous, toxic declarations and statement come from? Ring might indicate two things: a commitment, a contract. Because of the circular form, shape of the ring, it might indicate also a return, like a cycle returning. Clover, small fortune, And the moon card represents, a dream, an aspiration, an ambition. But there's the mountain card here at the end that indicates that there might be a big obstacle. From what I see here, I really feel like the topic of this meeting was a possible reconciliation. Somebody has been, mentioning that maybe because he apparently, according to somebody, Meghan and Harry are broken. They're financially done. This meeting might have been a way for Harry to, beg for assistance, support, money, which, could have been on his mind. But I don't see here in the cards. I really feel like somebody here wants to put an end to the toxicity, to the poison, to the venom, wants to put this, situation behind. And they would like to restore, maybe with an agreement, peace between the two families. But there's a big obstacle here, and I feel like the big obstacle might be Meghan. Bottom of the deck, we have the mice, which is about being concerned, worry, a sense of loss. So this answer our first question. Now we're going to ask the cards. The next question was, does Meghan... Oh, actually, I would like to ask the cards first. Let's see if the tarot confirms what has been said until now by the oracle. So what was the purpose of the meeting? The secret, not so secret. Peace summit between the communication officers from the Success family and the senior advisors of King Charles. What was the topic of the conversation? What was the goal of this meeting? Oops. 3 cards. We have Judgment, which is about reconciliation and forgiveness. We have the 2 of Coins. Interesting. I feel like there are 2 possibilities, or these might indicate Harry's kids as well. The Chariot. Oh, okay. Okay, I have another idea here. And one more card. So moving on, making the decision. This might include an actual trip with these 2 kids on the sled. It might be that maybe this reconciliation is happening because both parties are interested in having the chance to see the kids, Harry's kids. And we have the 6 of Swords and the 9 of Cups. Yes, it might be that the ultimate goal of this meeting is to find a way to reconcile, forgive, reconcile, give each other a second chance because of the kids. And maybe Harry wants to bring to the UK. Maybe there's a trip, and then there are other issues at stake if that is the case. Like, for example, having the right protection, security in place for him. 6 of Swords, leaving the energy, the toxic and nasty energy of the 5 of Swords behind. Find a calmer waters. I really feel that this is everybody's wish at this point, to leave the bitterness, the nasty feelings behind and reconcile, especially if there's an interest especially for King Charles, who is obviously, his health is compromised. There is also reaching a certain age. The thought of leaving this world without having a chance to even get to see his grandkids is a possibility. The Knight of Cups, with somebody's moving forward with an offer of peace or a request of peace, clarifying, although this is pretty clear. So let's ask, how did the meeting go? What sort of conclusions did they reach? What's going to happen next? more than a clarification, since these cards are pretty clear. Let's see what the outcome of the meeting was and what comes next. We have the Six of Cups, which is the card that indicates returning home, returning to your ancestral home. It might also indicate that the energy of the kids is in this reading. So the meeting might have happened also in to make possible for Harry to bring the kids and meet their grandfather. Eight of Coins, working on the possibility of work or coming back home. Finding the way, working on a possible reconciliation. So there are still steps that need to be taken. What else do we need to know about the meeting, the outcome, and what comes next? We have the King of Wands here. The King of Wands might, in my readings about the royal family, comes out often as a significant card for Prince William. Let's see. It might be also one of the people that were in one of the seniors advisors in the meeting. There was one senior advisor for King Charles and two communication officers for the Sussex family. But this could be the energy of William, because actually one of the concerns, how is William going to take this? I'm pretty sure he knew about the meeting. I don't think it would be even possible for King Charles to do this without letting his firstborn son know. So maybe there are steps that need to be taken in order to smooth the wrinkles existing in the relationship between Harry and William. So they need to work that angle as well. And then we have the Death card, the Wheel. So this is a big change and transformation. The Tower and the Queen of Cups. The Tower talks about, a rupture, a very unsettling event. Is a big argument, something that happened, a big argument with somebody. Is the breaking the relationship, is the, leaving, slamming the door. So I believe that this return of Harry into the fold of the royal family is being considered. However, steps need to be taken, and they need to work on restoring the relationship between Harry and Prince William, because it seems like the relationship was completely done over, and done not on good terms. There was a big arguments between the two. Now there is a chance for Harry to come back with this wheel. The wheel indicates returns. And then there's this Queen of Cups. Now normally, for example, if this is Catherine, normally Princess Catherine appears in my readings as the Queen of Pentacles, because she's a Capricorn. The Queen of Cups in my readings usually is Princess Diana. So let's clarify, who's this Queen of Cups? Is it Camilla? It could be Camilla. Queen of Coins. No, it's Catherine. This Queen of Coins is Catherine. So a possible return is being considered for Harry to come back in the fold of the family, but some very important details need to be evaluated and worked on, especially because of the strained relationship between Harry and the Prince and Princess of Wales, indicated here by the King of Wands, which is usually my Prince William card, and the Queen of Coins, which is Princess Catherine. She shows up also as the Queen of Cups because she seems to be maybe between the two, between William and Catherine. She is the one who's more empathetic. She might be the one emotionally more open to a possible reconciliation. Maybe they want to work this reconciliation with William through Catherine. If that woman is, willing to take this huge task on, consider the incredible challenges she has been facing in the past few years. So it's clear from the cards that the reasons for this meeting was forgiveness, reconciliation, put the past behind, find a way to eliminate the toxicity, the poisonous energy that existed between the two, and probably the big obstacle, that mountain that appeared in the Lenormand card, is how to make this reconciliation, this comeback, maybe at least a temporary comeback with the Harry's kids, so that King Charles can get to know them. Consider he might not have a long time waited for him to be on this earth. The biggest obstacle is how to convince William and Catherine, how to work this reconciliation with them. I'm going to straight a question for the tarot. First of all, who leaked the news of this secret summit? I don't know if I'm going to use this one or a different deck. Just shuffle the energy out of these cards. So who leaked? Who leaked the news to the press? We have the Ten of Wands in reverse. This is about, letting a burden out, letting go of the, of the wands, putting the wands down, releasing. So this is a card that indicates release. It came out in reverse though. Who leaked and why? We have the Sun in reverse, which indicates that this meeting was supposed to happen in the dark. It was not supposed to happen, although it happened in a very well-known place, a club in London, of which King Charles is a patron. But it wasn't supposed to be clear. It wasn't supposed to be out in the public. It wasn't supposed to be revealed. The world in reverse. Yes, it wasn't supposed to be publicized. The world is the world stage. It wasn't supposed to happen. Was supposed to happen unbeknownst to everybody, unbeknownst to the press. The world might represent the press itself. It might be, let's see, who released it and why? Who leaked it? Who leaked this meeting to the press? We have the Four of Coins, which is again releasing because it's in reverse. And the Seven of Swords, quite in a treacherous way. Somebody did it on purpose. It was not an accident. It wasn't accidental. It was not by mere chance, like, for example, serendipitously some reporters from the Mail or the Sun or whatever other gossip columns happened to walk by, so these people recognized them and started to take pictures. I really feel like it was done on purpose with the Seven of Swords in reverse. It was not accidental. This was planned. Something was planned. Somebody has been insinuating that maybe the leakers are the royal family itself, as a way to test Harry's good faith, or to set a trap for them. Somebody says it was Meghan maybe, or Harry himself. In fact, they wasted no time, Sussex, wasted no time in letting the press know that they were not the ones who leaked. So let's see if the cards want to spill some more tea. So somebody planned it. This was planned. Who planned it? Okay, I don't have the deck in reverse, but a lot of cards, quite a few cards in reverse, and I'm getting the cards in reverse. Okay. We have the Two of Cups in reverse, and we have the Eight of Wands in reverse. The couple. Who's this couple? I don't think it was William and Catherine. It might be that the people that revealed this, leaked this news to the press were Harry and Meghan, although they denied it with the Eight of Wands in reverse. Two more and then I'll move on with the next. Another, the Lovers in reverse. Okay, so this is about two people falling out of love. This is definitely about Meghan and Harry. That something is going on in that marriage is, was already confirmed by the card in my other readings. But this line of cards confirmed too as well. That maybe the persons that leaked to the press were Harry and Meghan, who also are going through a major crisis in their marriage. And I don't know, I might even say, although she doesn't appear in this reading, Meghan, but maybe one of the two spilled it because they are resentful. If their marriage really is in hot water, does Meghan have any interest in seeing this reconciliation happen? Or she probably wants to boycott this reconciliation? The High Priestess. This is the secret being spilled. This is the news of a possible divorce between Harry and Meghan that might be spilled. Interesting. Somebody here wants to spill the tea on Harry and Meghan, and maybe leaking this information about this peace summit to the press was a way, kind of a revenge maybe. A few more cards. I'm really curious now. I'm really curious about the person that spilled. Queen of Coins, Catherine. Or somebody who has a financial interest of some sort in this. Eight of Cups, which is returning. Is the opposite energy of the Eight of Cups, about leaving, returning. We have the Ace of Coins in reverse and the Ace of Cups in reverse. Okay. I'm not sure this Queen of Coins represents Catherine in this particular reading right now. It was before, but I think it's somebody who has a financial interest in not having Harry return to the family because this person is not in love anymore. Is this Meghan, who's doing this to boycott Harry's chances to reconcile with his family, because unfortunately things between the two of them are not going well? I mean, this is absolutely interesting. Let me shuffle the cards once more in all directions here, because I want to make sure I get a good ratio of upright and reverse cards. So it could be, I don't really feel like it would be Catherine's interest in spilling this. I don't think it was her. She's pretty busy with many other more important things. But this could be the married woman. The married woman here. In this couple that is going through a crisis. So it might be, it's a scorned Meghan. It was an act of revenge, a retortion of some sort, the reaction of a scorned woman. This is definitely talking about two people who are not in love anymore. A secret about a marriage that is not going well. And maybe some sort of retaliation from this Queen of Coins to make it possible that this person doesn't come back, doesn't return. There's no love here with this Ace of Cups in reverse. And there's no money as well with the Ace of Coins in reverse. Interesting. I'm really curious about this. Who spilled it and why? So my answer is Meghan, and she spilled it because she wants to boycott the reconciliation between Harry and his family. Why? Because their marriage is in hot water. There's no love and there's no money. The Chariot, again. The Nine of Cups, somebody wants to make a decision and travel. The Two of Wands. And the Strength in reverse. There's another card that wants to be seen, the Emperor. Well, somebody wants to make this move. Oh. Meghan doesn't want Harry to move back to the UK. She doesn't want him to come back to the UK. And she put her foot down. She put her foot down. There might have been a struggle between the two. She wanted to make sure that the option was not on the table for him to leave. And the Emperor. But somebody made a decision. I think that Harry finally found the courage to say, I am leaving. I'm making things my own way. And this is why she spilled it. She was opposed to this marriage. She didn't want, or at least it's a matter of control. Maybe Harry made a decision to reach out, or if the invitation came from the other side, he made a decision to accept the invitation to have peace talks. But he didn't involve her in this dynamic here. And that's why she is resentful. She feels like she's losing on every front. She's losing her husband, losing her money, losing the titles and everything. Yeah, it was a reaction of a scorned woman, and she's very controlling. She doesn't like, almost probably, the idea that Harry can do things following his own mind, his own instincts, because she's been controlling him like a puppet until now. And as a revenge, she spilled it to the press, thinking that might have, put a dent into this plan of Harry's to reconcile with his family. So this is what the cards are telling me. Makes sense. Now, let's see the other question. What will come next? Let's go a little further in the reading and ask the cards what's going to happen from now on after this meeting. So if the meeting discussed the possibility for Harry to come back, or at least to have the kids somehow to come back to the US and get to know their grandparent, and this is something that probably Meghan didn't like, and she leaked it, coming back. So how are things gonna go in the future as a consequence of this meeting? Let's pull some more cards about the outcome. I want to make sure we cover every angle. The Ace of Swords. So it's about making the decision to come back. There might be an important conversation, which might be a future important conversation. Five of Coins. This might be the energy, Harry's energy. He is broke. He is out of money. He also feels like an outcast. The Three of Coins working together, rebuild the rapport, rebuild the relationship, moving forward. This is about communications as well. This is could be the teamwork with the communication, their communication officers. Well, the financial angle, of course, it's a given. And the Sun. I think that in the Eight of Wands, there will be further communications. They might be pretty formal. They might discuss also the financial aspects of this reconciliation. I do believe that the outcome will be a positive one. I do feel like the Sun and this Eight of Wands might be also time marker, which means that in August, something very important might happen. This is not only about positive messages, happiness, success, optimism. This could be also the month of August, which is a Leo season here, represented by the Sun card. So it might be that some other very important decisions will be made in August. Let's clarify. We have the Six of Wands in reverse. Connecting energy between all these cards. Connecting energies. Connecting energies. We have the Six of Wands in reverse, which indicates a lack of success. Six of Wands in reverse. Oops. I don't know if I want to take these cards. We have the Knight of Wands. We have the Three of Wands in reverse. The Lovers. We have the Ace of Coins and the Page of Wands in reverse. I do feel like this decision no major decision were made during this first meeting. I really feel like August will be the month that will see some further decisions, movement, and talks happening. I feel like despite the the meeting itself, nothing has come out of it for right now. There's a bigger decision about money that needs to be made first. And it might be that these cards might indicate something about maybe in a possible inheritance, money that needs to be, invested in making sure that Harry, if he travels with the family to the UK, if he comes back, receives the adequate protection. Let's see. Let's pull a few more cards. Actually, let's pull from the Lenormand. From the first line of cards, I would say it's pretty positive. I think that although there's this sense of being isolated, outcast, not feeling part of the family anymore, being depleted, feeling like left out in the cold, being also financially challenged right now. There might be positive developments in the near future, maybe during the month of August. That might indicate also some sort of important conversation about assets, about not only family, about finances. That's what I meant to say. Finances. So, what is the outcome of the meeting and what's going to happen in the future as a consequence of it? We have the Mice, and this might be concerned about financial matters. Then we have the Letter, clarifying that Ace of Swords, communications, documents, communications about, financial problems. Oh, it might be that the next thing that will follow will be an actual request of money. Could be an actual request of money. What else do we need to know about the... Okay, this is the meeting itself, the garden. It's like a public venue, coming together again, meeting up. So there might be another meeting in the future regarding, financial aspects of a possible reconciliation. What else do we need to know? The Man, this could be Harry or the King. The Coffin, oh, okay. And the next one. I think that the financial and the woman. Okay, I know where this is going. I don't think that this meeting, resolved anything in a definite way. It was just a way to, bury the hatchet and see if it's possible to communicate any further from now on. What's going to come next, though, it's about some serious conversation about money, especially because I believe Harry is financially challenged right now. Now, the man and the coffin, this indicates with the woman. I might read these two cards as the passing of King Charles, and then maybe a discussion about inheritance, about how financially things will be for Harry if when is that will pass. This could be also with the man, the coffin, and the woman is the end of the relationship within these two. So if there's actually a divorce in the pipeline for Harry, a divorce from Meghan, the next meeting might be a meeting regarding how to proceed with this divorce, especially when it comes to, finances, eventual divorce settlement, and stuff like that. Also because Harry doesn't have anything at the moment. He really doesn't. He's not that wealthy. Okay, now briefly, how does Charles personally feel about, let's move to a different deck. Let's move these cards out of the way. My new set of questions was, how does King Charles actually feel about a reconciliation with his son? Oops. How does Charles feel about a possible reconciliation? We're going to have Harry on the left. How does Harry feel about reconciliation with his father? What's going to happen next? And we're going to have Charles on the right. So 3 cards for Harry's general energy right now. 3 cards for Harry's general energy right now. We have the Hermit. Yeah, he's feeling alone. He is alone, or he's on a journey of personal healing and doesn't involve his wife. 6 of Swords is moving on, is trying to recuperate his relationship, is trying to move away from a difficult situation. The 2 of Cups. Yes, he's trying to recuperate his relationship with his dad. He's coming by himself because I believe that at home in Montecito, there's a 5 of Swords energy with Meghan. So he's trying to reconcile with his dad. What does he feel for his dad? He's 8 of Wands, is being very proactive. I think he's the one who initiated this meeting. He really begged his father, probably his father's advisors and spokespersons and PRs and so on and so forth to accept this meeting. We have the Emperor, which is the card. Yeah, he made the first move towards his dad for this meeting to happen. He really wants things. King of Pentacles. He wants to recuperate this relationship with his father, and I really feel like he wants to recuperate this relationship. I don't want to say mainly for financial reasons, but this is a big component. This could be also his own energy, King of Pentacles. He wants to restore his title. He wants to restore his position within the family. He wants to restore his finances. And this is why he made this step towards his dad. What's going to happen next? Again, the Ace of Swords. There will be further communications. Now, these communications might be victorious or might create a, final rift between the two. Let's see. Let's see more in detail. We have the Empress card. This could be Camilla. This could be Camilla. How is Camilla going to feel about this? And the Page of Swords. There might be a communication also with Camilla, because I don't think that Camilla trusts him at all. And I do believe that the feeling is probably mutual. Yeah, the Emperor and the Empress, I definitely feel like this is Camilla. What comes next will be a like testing the grounds with Camilla to see how she feels about this reconciliation. He will have to go through her because, after all, that's his mother-in-law. She might be very protective of Charles. Knight of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck, that's him. That's his energy. Page of Pentacles, offering a token of for peace. Two of Pentacles and Six of Pentacles. Yeah, he's also tremendously in need for financial help. Now, on Charles' side, how does he feel about his son Harry and this possible reconciliation in the light of this meeting? So first of all, 3 cards to see where he is energetically. Where he is energetically right now. What's going on with King Charles? We have the Queen of Swords. He's open to communication. And he's thinking very, very logically. He's not dragging emotions into this equation. He's really making some very rational, communication and thinking. We have the Two of Swords and the Six of Pentacles. I don't feel like King Charles wants to rescue Harry financially. It's like saying no to giving money with this Queen of Swords, Two of Swords, and the Six of Pentacles. I think that he's been hurt. His feelings have been hurt. He suffered a lot for how his own son went after him with revelations in books and interviews and this and that. So he really doesn't feel like he wants to help, especially under a financial point of view. Doesn't really want to help his son. How does he feel emotionally? So this is what is going on in his head. Harry wants to leave this nasty past behind. He wants to leave this whole situation. He wants to move towards calmer water. He wants to do it, and he's doing it by himself. It looks like he's been thinking very carefully about this reconciliation, and he wants it, and he's working hard to achieve it. He's doing all the steps for him to open communication, channels of communication, and he knows that he needs to go through Camilla. Now, Charles, on the other side, at least what's in his mind, he doesn't really want to help Harry financially. His intention is to say no. But what is in his heart? We have the Eight of Pentacles. Maybe find a way to work on it. The Queen of Cups. Opening his heart. Being generous with his son. And the Eight of Swords. Ace of Cups. I really feel like he would like to forgive him, but he feels like he cannot. There's an obstacle here, and it's the Queen of Cups. Who's this Queen of Cups? And why does he feel like there's an obstacle? If the Queen of Cups is the water sign main woman in Charles' life, that would be Camilla. She appears as the Empress here, but it's from the Empress because from Harry's point of view, she's the Empress because she is his mother-in-law. Here, Camilla appears like the Queen of Cups because that's King Charles' partner, peer, on the same level. It's the woman he loves, the woman he's with. He probably feels like there's an obstacle to this reconciliation with Harry, and the obstacle is Camilla. Probably Camilla doesn't see this in a favorable way, and this is why Harry will need to go through her. So what's going to happen next? We have a Three of Cups, which is, meeting, reuniting, reconciling, maybe an event, a family event of some sort where they will be able to reconnect. And we have the Three of Pentacles with the Five of Cups and the Three of Swords. Or looks like whatever's going to happen or has the potential to happen in the future. Page of Swords. There's a Page of Sword here at the end of this reading as well. Ace of Swords, the Empress again, and the King of Swords. I really feel like the biggest obstacle to a reconciliation between Harry and Charles is Camilla. It really is Camilla. I really feel like Charles will end up being heartbroken. Because he's gonna, I think it's something about the kids, maybe. It might be, since the Three of Cups in my reading, especially in this Royal Family Saga, sometimes appears as a card that indicates the family, the kids. They will be heartbroken. It might be that this reconciliation might happen, and if they actually make it happen, it's because they want to make it possible for the kids to meet their grandfather, and give him the opportunity to spend time with them. But I feel like in the end, he's going to get heartbroken. Something is not going to go well. There will be a sense of loss. There might be in the future a meeting in order to, to get the family back together somehow. But it's not going to be a pleasant event. It's just going to bring him a heartbreak. And I feel like Camilla is not on board with this reconciliation at all. She doesn't seem to be happy about it. Now, let's see. What's the energy of a possible reconciliation between Harry and his brother, William? First of all, I would like to ask the cards. What does William think of the meeting? If he was aware. Even if he was or he wasn't, what does he think of this meeting? And the reasons for this meeting. What does William think? I might want to get another deck for that. Let's see. Let me grab another deck. I feel like I want to use another one. Alright, forgive me. I was supposed to come prepared. So I'm going to ask the Bohemian Gothic. How does William feel about this meeting? And then what's the, the interactions between the energies of Harry and William in relation to this possible reconciliation? So how does Prince William feel about the meeting that just happened last week between representatives of the Sussex family and senior advisors of King Charles? How does Prince William feel about this meeting? I'm going to do a 9 cards portrait, or maybe just 3. Let's see. Depends on how this deck feels like. Okay, how does Prince William feel about the meeting? Knight of Swords is not happy about it at all. He's actually pretty mad. He didn't want it to happen. He's mad. He doesn't like the idea at all. The Six of Cups, this is the cards of the reconciliation, the possible return of Harry to his ancestral home, to his family. No, he's not happy. Not happy with it. Knight of Pentacles, this is Harry himself. So he's not happy about a possible return of Harry in the family folds, in the royal family. Definitely not. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a skeleton here. For him, this is over. It's certain things are dead, certain relationships are dead, and they're not going to be restored. So he's mad. One more card. How does he feel about this meeting? We have Judgment and the Eight of Swords. I don't think he was made aware. Or at least, he knew, but his father did not ask for his advice. I think he doesn't want to forgive. Judgment card and Eight of Swords. He doesn't see a possible way for this reconciliation to happen. He doesn't think that it's possible for his brother to come back and restore the relationship with them. So yeah, he doesn't have any faith that this meeting will have any fruit, and he's actually mad about it. Seven of Cups on the bottom of the deck with the Five of Cups, the Nine of Pentacles, the Queen of Swords, the Eight of Cups, the Four of Wands, the Page of Swords. You know what I'm thinking? He's also probably wondering if Harry is leaving, like divorcing. He's probably wondering if there's actually going to be a divorce. And if he's coming back as a single man. Because he misses all the things that he had before. Let's see now in combination with Harry. We're going to have Harry on the left again and William on the right to see how this reconciliation with him will go. If it goes at all. Okay. So, what does Harry think and feel towards his brother and a possible reconciliation with him? And what is shifting? What would be the possible next steps towards this reconciliation with his brother? So this is Harry. We have the Knight of Cups, the Star, the Page of Swords. So Harry is open, very open to have a conversation. It might even be that Harry will be the first one to offer, the cup of, of reconciliation to his brother. He's really hopeful. He's really hopeful. And I feel like he's ready to actually communicate, send that text message, send that email to his brother. Then we have the Page of Pentacles, the Hierophant. There's an offer of peace, apologizing. I think he really wants to apologize. And we have the Moon and the Six of Swords again. The Hierophant might represent the entire royal establishment, the entire royal family. So he is willing to make an offer of peace, apologies. He kind of fears, though, the royal establishment, although he is willing to move towards it, to promote peace and reconciliation. But there's his uncertainty. He doesn't know if the royal establishment will accept him. And what I mean by royal establishment is not just about William, his brother. William will be also king someday. Once Charles passes away, William will represent the crown. So if on a brother to brother kind of level, he wants to apologize, he might be even the first person to make a move, and he's really optimistic. He still hopes and wishes that his brother will forgive him. On the other hand, he is afraid that William, as representative of the British crown, might not accept his return. So what comes next? in his attempt to reconcile with his brother. We have the Nine of Cups. Well, the hope and the dream is still alive. The Wheel of Fortune, this is the return. So wishing to return. What's going to happen next? And we have the Hermit. He might be giving to this reconciliation with William in particular some more thought. He'll think about it very carefully. But I think that there will be some sort of movement, some sort of communication. And I cannot shake the feeling that this Hermit card might indicate also Harry coming back by himself. Not with Meghan. Bottom of the deck for him, Ten of Wands. It's time to release the burden. He's really, really tired of the, this situation with his brother. Death, Queen of Wands. This is definitely the end of, oh yes, this is releasing Meghan Markle. She's a Leo. She's the Queen of Wands in my readings. Yeah, death. End of it's over. It's over with Meghan. Justice. This is the divorce card. Magician, finally making the decision, taking action. Five of Swords, as I said before, there's a Five of Swords energy in Montecito that he's trying to escape. He's very tired of the toxic environment he has with his wife. He misses his family. Five of Wands, there's a lot of conflict and competition with his own wife. It's over. It's over. Time for a new beginning. Time, yeah, walking away from the devil. The devil and the lovers. It's a relationship that is just putting a tie around them. Yeah. So it might be that this return might happen, but without Meghan. Let's see how William feels on the other side. What's in his mind, in his heart towards his brother, and the idea of a reconciliation with him, and what comes next. Possible outcome, possible steps that he will take. William, Prince William. How does Prince William feel about this possible reconciliation? Actually, what's in his mind, what's in his heart, and what will be possible future actions. We have Ace of Swords, Justice, and Queen of Wands. He really wants his brother to divorce. And he wants also justice. Justice might indicate like justice in the sense of actually consequences that this Queen of Wands, Meghan Markle, might have to pay for what she has said against the family. He also probably thinks that Harry and Meghan are about to divorce, and this is why he's trying to find reconciliation with the family. What's in his heart? How does he emotionally feel about reconciliation with his brother? How does he emotionally feel about reconciliation with his brother? How does Prince William feel about a reconciliation with his brother? He's mad about this meeting, from what we saw. He really thinks it's happening because the reconciliation was attempts were made because Harry is divorcing, or is about to divorce. So how does he feel about his brother? Ooh, the Moon card, the King of Swords. Ouch. And the Fool, but I really wanted to get this card, the Queen of Pentacles. I think he's really worried for his wife. He's worried for his wife. I think he really intend to protect Catherine from the arrival of Prince Harry here. He's really concerned. He doesn't like the fact that Harry will be back in Princess Catherine's life, especially after all that she had to go through. And I don't see an ounce of love in these four cards. He is quite, he's going to use his crown. He's going to use his power. I think he's going to use his authority to make sure that he protects Catherine from Harry. I think he believes that Harry has ulterior motives with the moon card here. And he is not willing to see, Harry around Catherine again. So what is going to happen? What is his next move? What's in the future from his quarters, from his point of view, for this possible reconciliation with his brother? What is going to be his next in the future, next steps towards his brother? I really feel like he wants to protect Catherine, because he doesn't trust Harry. Oops, we have 3 cards. We have the 3 of Wands, we have the 2 of Wands, and the Ace of Pentacles. Interesting. So he knows at some point there will be something, the topic money will come up. He's waiting for an opportunity. He's actually going to wait. He's not going to do much. He's going to wait. He's going to wait for the opportunity to have a talk with his brother. And it might be that in the end, this talk will revolve around money matters. I don't see cups here. I don't see, any feelings towards his brother. I really feel like he really feels like it's done. It's over with his brother. He's very protective of his wife. William believes that maybe this attempt to reconciliation has been made just because Harry and Meghan might be divorcing. And he's just going to wait. He's just going to wait and see how things develop. And he's going to wait for the right opportunity. Bottom of the deck, 5 of Pentacles, 4 of Cups. He's not interested. 5 of Pentacles, this is the energy of Harry, being an outcast. 4 of Cups, is not interested in listening to him. He's not interested in any offer of peace. 6 of Swords and Judgment. He doesn't want forgiveness. He's actually opposed to the idea of him coming back and reconciling. 7 of Pentacles. He would rather wait. In 8 of Pentacles and 7 of Wands. Yeah. He would rather wait and see how things evolve, because he thinks that, he's opposed. He's going to put some barriers, some healthy boundaries down. Healthy boundaries. He actually wants to protect the family wealth. Yeah, protect the family wealth, especially his father's, when it comes to inheritance, maybe. So this is how William feels towards Harry, and how Harry feels towards his brother. So we can see that there's more, like, emotionally, Harry is more open to this. He really would be interested in putting the past behind with his brother. But I don't see the same willingness in William. William seems to be absolutely unemotional about this. He's mad. He doesn't like it. He doesn't like the idea. He doesn't like the idea that Harry will be around Catherine. He doesn't want Harry to reach out to Catherine. He's still very protective of her. And the last will actually be how Princess Catherine feels about a reconciliation. So they were at Wimbledon when all this was happening. Prince William and Princess Catherine. They were busy, at least with the, Wimbledon, with traveling, with, having public meetings and commitments, state banquet with the French Prime Minister and his wife. So they've been pretty busy. I don't know how much attention they were paying, William and Catherine, to what was going on behind the scene with the this meeting. I'm sure the preparation for this meeting has been in the making for a while. I don't think it was a last-minute decision. The long wait, probably the offer of a meeting or the request of a meeting was made a long time ago, like the first cards that I picked from the Augenblick Oracle revealed. So I think this was a long way coming, this meeting. So I'm not sure they were unaware of it, but let's see. So how does Harry think and feel about a possible reconciliation with the family, especially in relation to Catherine, Princess Catherine? What does he think and feel about Catherine and a possible reconciliation? 4 cups, he feels rejected. He might have tried to reach out to her and she didn't answer. Didn't answer the calls, didn't answer the messages. He feels rejected. We have the 7 of Wands. Yes, there were barriers. Communication with her was not possible. He might have tried to reach out, offer the reconciliation, but she didn't accept it. She didn't do anything. She didn't take it. She didn't say no. She didn't say yes. She simply put the barrier up. Or this is at least Harry's perception. This is how Harry feels, what he thinks. He thinks that there's a big obstacle here when it comes to reconciling with Catherine. Catherine might not be open. Yeah, she might be fighting back. How does he feel emotionally towards Catherine and the possibility of reconciliating with the family? We have the Empress card. We have the Star card. I think he loves her, and I'm not gonna, and the Chariot card. And I'm not gonna say that there's that, that kind of love, like romantic loving feelings towards her, but I think he really loves her. I think he really admires her. He really likes her because he thinks that she's very maternal, that she's very mature, that she's powerful, that she's beautiful. She has an incredible presence, and he feels drawn to her. He really feels attracted to her. He really feels the pull, like a lot of people do, because she is a charming woman, and she's, stable and grounded, and everything that his wife is not. Next steps. What steps is he going to take towards Catherine and a possible reconciliation? What kind of steps is Harry gonna take towards this card again? This is the 3rd time Harry's energy comes out as Hermit, and as I said before, he's been meditating about this situation for a long time. This is a long journey that he has, a long journey of introspection that Harry has done to get to this point of reaching out and begging for forgiveness. It might also be like literally he's alone. He doesn't have any more attachments. He doesn't feel energetically attached to Meghan anymore. We have the 9 of Cups. We have the Hermit. Possible steps towards Catherine. He misses her. He really does. He really wishes to, to be able to have a relationship with her. The Hermit card is alone, is lonely. He misses her. Hangman and Emperor. Yeah, but I feel like somebody will make sure that his desire to reconnect, his wish to reconnect with Catherine will not be fulfilled. There's a very powerful and controlling energy here that will put chains around his energetically, maybe even just practically, around his attempts to reach out to her. And this could be the energy of William. I don't think it's Charles. I mean, Charles is concerned about his own wife, as the cards revealed before. But I think that this is somebody's that is around Catherine that will make it impossible for Harry to reach her. I really feel that this is the controlling guy. That would be Prince William. Although he really feels like moving towards her, it's not going to happen. Bottom of the deck, King of Pentacles, King of Cups, Tower, Page of Cups. So this is the offer of reconciliation, the apologies after, if two people fell apart, like King of Cups and the King of Pentacles. These are William and Harry, the big rift between the brothers, an apology. But then here, feeling like he misses them, but it's over. It really is over. He wants to come back, but there's this energy of waiting and waiting here. Okay, definitely there's an energy around Catherine. This could be also Catherine's father, who will say absolutely not, especially because she's working on herself. She's going through hell to recover from cancer. The last thing is she needs is an emotional turmoil that Harry might possibly bring with him if returns into the family. So let's see how, so this is Harry's energy. Let's see how Catherine personally feels. Thinks, what does she think, what does she feel about Harry and his possible return and reconciliation? I didn't ask the card what she thinks about the meeting, but I think it will come through the cards. We have the Emperor again. And this might be, from her point of view, her Emperor is William. Or it might be King Charles. Let's see. The Star. The Star appears here too. And the Three of Cups. Well. So, she really has good hopes that this reconciliation with King Charles will happen. She actually thinks that this reconciliation indicated by the Three of Cups, this reunion, this coming together with the Emperor, King Charles, will have a good outcome. It will be a positive thing with this star. It's a dream come true. Actually, she probably always thought that, for everybody to get along was in the best interests of everybody in the family. How does she feel, like deep in her hearts of hearts, about Harry and the reconciliation? She might be happy about it, but I do feel that around her there's somebody who wants to protect her and doesn't think that it would be good for her. And I think this is her husband, it might be King Charles himself, could be her own dad. We have the Six of Pentacles, the Tower, and the Queen of Pentacles. So this is her energy here. The Tower. I think that she was really surprised. She was really surprised. Six of Pentacles, requests for help or receiving help, giving or receiving help. I think that she also might believe that this reconciliation is happening mainly because Harry is financially challenged right now. And he might be coming, back towards the family because maybe something happened in his, with his wife, a fallout. But it's about financial help, support. Let's clarify here. This is her energy. Why do we have the Tower? What is the Tower? Judgment. So forgiveness, asking for forgiveness after, a big argument. They did have a big argument. I do believe that she's willing. She would be willing to, extend her forgiveness in order to help him. She's probably aware of the fact that he needs help. And she's willing to do it. She is. So what are her next steps? Possible actions towards Harry. If he returns, we have the Ten of Wands, the World, and the Lovers. Putting down the burden, putting an end to a cycle, reconciling with the Lovers. I think she would be too tired to fight. Too tired to fight. Unlike Prince William, unlike her husband. She would be willing to release the burden of whatever happened in the past between them, put an end to it, and reconcile. Also because I believe she's aware that he is in need of help. After all, they were really happy together. There was a nice bond between them. And she's open to forgiveness. As I said before, though, we'll see if William will let that happen. The Chariot with the Devil, the Six of Cups, the Temperance, and the Page of Cups, Nine of Swords, Two of Swords, Four of Cups, Knight of Pentacles, and the Fool. I mean, she has rejected so far every attempt that Harry has made to communicate with her. The whole situation made her very anxious. But there is an apology here, an offer of apology, a reconciliation coming this way, her way, reconciling with the Six of Cups, the Devil, and the Chariot, though. The Devil, quite a difficult energy here, though, with the Devil. It's like the opposite of unconditional love. It's conditional love. It's like it's not going to be easy. There will be so many other implications in this return. So this is how each and every one, in at least the most important players in this saga, feel about a reconciliation. If the reconciliation happens, it feels like there might be some serious talk about a possible return of Harry into the royal family folds. So this was a reading about the secret, not so secret, peace meeting that happened last week in London between the Sussex family representative and the King Charles senior advisors. I hope you found it interesting. Please let me know in the comment section, what are your thoughts? What I love about these readings is that from the comments that my viewers leave, I learn so much, and I do appreciate the time you take to watch my videos that are usually pretty long, and I appreciate your comments, and I love to interact with you. So please don't forget to hit your notification bell. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button. Please show some love to this channel for the readings that I do for you. And until I see you next time, many blessings. Don't forget that I'm always open for personal readings. You can book one using the email, contact me at the email address that you will find in the description of each of my videos. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, take care.